Hello and welcome to another video around Copilot for Microsoft 365 and optimization features to improve experiences. Today we're going to be looking at operations and compliance using Microsoft Purview to help with monitoring and reporting on activities with Copilot for Microsoft 365 interactions. As you're probably aware, Microsoft takes compliance policies and processes as seriously as possible, and that also bleeds through to the AI principles around responsible AI. Microsoft have already integrated a lot of this within Copilot for Microsoft 365 to protect end users and of course the infrastructure they're accessing. For example, I asked Copilot what my colleague's salary is, or their gender for example. Microsoft's content filtering will detect the intent and respond appropriately. If I was to try other types of malicious activity like stock manipulation, Copilot will still not be privy to a response. So we can be pretty confident that the architecture and compliance processes can help to mitigate the risk of exposure to unethical usage or damage to the organization's reputation. But what if we want to go one step further and report on anything that could be acted on or investigated further? After all, our end users should be following the relevant policies around data handling and usage of your systems and applications in a responsible manner. We can achieve this type of detection and insider risk by introducing communication compliance, which can be covered by having an Office 365 or Microsoft 365 E5 license, or even having the Microsoft 365 E5 compliance add-on to an E3 license. There are trials also available if you wanted to sign up and start implementing this to see the results. We have a few options when configuring communication compliance and what specifically will trigger the reports that occur in the portal. We have pre-built trainable classifiers such as discrimination, harassment, self-harm, stock manipulation, and this is already trained on a set of text input that can identify when this scenario is occurring. You can also create your own trainable classifiers if you know the recurring type of content that will be positively identified as being in the category as well. You can include sensitive information types in communication compliance, either using the pre-built sensitive information types, which there are quite a lot of, specifically for the UK. This could be things like a driver's license number, passport number, names, addresses, to name a few. You can also create your own sensitive info types by way of keyword lists or dictionaries, and that allows the trigger to happen when a specific word or phrase is used. As an example, I've decided to create a communication compliance policy based on a sensitive information type where whenever someone including Copilot references a specific project name, I can now get a report on when this occurs. I've also created another keyword dictionary that can also trigger a report even if the Copilot content filtering results in a rejected prompt. I've entered a keyword dictionary with things like salary, gender, ethnicity, so that if Copilot responds to say it can't chat about this subject, I'll still be able to see when the user enters this in their prompts. Once I have a list of activities, I can then begin to investigate. Within communication compliance, under policies, I have a list of the different categories I've made. I've now got a few activities under the specific project name, and when I select the policy and I have the right permissions, I can see the activities that led to this trigger, and then I can see the prompt or interaction with Copilot for Microsoft 365. I can then decide if the activity should be resolved. It might be maybe the person works in the right department, or the context or intent was honourable. We can also escalate in two ways, by either referral or further investigation using things like eDiscovery Premium, which is another Office 365, Microsoft 365 E5 feature and also found in E5 compliance. Finally, the last example I like to use, as I get asked this a lot when Copilot for Microsoft 365 is working with personal identifiable information, or PII for short. I can set a communication compliance policy to capture when this occurs and what particular PII I want to trigger. Now, using things like names will result in a large amount of reports because names is very common, so I would recommend looking for other important factors like credit card information, passport or driving license information, addresses, and this should work pretty fine. You will be able to see if a user is entering PII in their prompts or if Copilot is returning information containing PII. All of this in conclusion leads to a better operational model when dealing with Copilot for Microsoft 365 and making sure that the usage is aligned with your own policies around AI and best practices. Whilst we are sure to trust our end users with their adoption and expansion of Copilot use, we still need to ensure our organisational reputation is not impacted and we're able to report when required. I hope this video has been useful, and as always, please don't hesitate to reach out to your Microsoft representatives or partners to find out more about this Purview feature and how it complements Copilot for Microsoft 365. But please keep your eyes peeled for more Copilot optimization videos coming soon. For now though, thank you so much for watching and take care.